Hey guys, it's David Konikoff here, and Greta Thunberg is headed back to Gaza, and I want to show you a few clips to highlight how unserious this entire movement and what she's trying to do is. Right? She says that she's trying to free Palestine, and it's a genocide happening in Gaza. In reality, this is what she's doing on the boat on the way there.
Breaking news, everyone. Greta has lost the frog hat. Huge. If anyone can find us a frog hat and bring it in Tunis,
It is part of my identity at this point.
bring two. I want one too.
Bring as many as possible, and then we can hand them out.
Listen, I'm not saying that she has to be bawling her eyes out. Not that I care, but she is obviously not actually there to free the Gazans. Imagine you're a Gazan and you're like not doing that great, started October 7th. Now you're finding out. Point is, you're chilling. Maybe you're watching a TikTok video and you see that. You see Greta's coming to save you. You probably are like, what the fuck is wrong with these Western activists? That's probably what you think. Here's another clip of somebody else, also on Greta's boat, who was dancing and having fun and obviously not concerned about the people of Gaza. Yeah, just let's replay that. It just seems like a vacation. Seems like they're just going for their own personal let's have fun, It sounds fun. A bunch of people go on a boat, go, travel to Gaza, stop over in Israel, then head back, get apprehended by the IDF. It seems fun. Here's a final clip I wanted to show you exposing Greta Thunberg. She is asked, why is climate justice connected to Gaza and Palestine? Because, she's technically a climate activist, right? Shouldn't she care about the climate? And yet it doesn't seem she does care, because the last couple of years she just focused on Gaza, and she's totally given up the whole climate act.
In climate justice, climate activism, now you've extended that to what would be considered more kind of internationalist struggles, class struggles, and so on. Mm-hmm. How does Palestine fit within that framework?
For me, my focus from being a climate justice activist has not shifted at all. I'm still acting in line with the same values. I'm still trying to practice those values as I preach. We are fighting for justice, and injustice that includes the liberation of Palestine, Western Sahara, justice for Congo, Sudan, Kurdistan, etc., etc. We cannot pretend to care about the climate crisis while we ignore the suffering and oppression of people today. If we do so, then that is, in my view, very much racism, that we select which people we care about. If we only care about our white children's future, that is not caring about justice. So for me, I have not shifted focus at all. The first demonstrations I went to was for welcoming refugees to Sweden during the wave of refugees coming from mainly Syria in 2014-15. And that is where I started my so-called activism. So of course, we cannot achieve any justice whatsoever if we exclude Gaza, if we exclude Palestine. People keep asking me, what are the links between climate justice and Palestine, and why do you care about Palestine? I do not understand how people cannot see that connection. In what ways are Palestine and climate justice not connected? Why should I not care about Palestine? I am a human being. I have basic values, common sense. Of course, there are the obvious links between climate justice, environmental destruction, and Palestine, which is wars, occupations, environmental degradation, ecocide, huge emissions. They go hand in hand, as Palestinians know very, very well, by destroying all the conditions to maintain and sustain life, by, for example, destroying cropland, And just pure ecocides are one way of ecological warfare to deprive Palestinians of their means of sustaining life. But also, it should be much more simple that if you care about a habitable planet, you should also care about human well-beings. I'm not a climate activist because I want to save trees or frogs. Like, that is also very important. We should avoid a climate breakdown. But I'm a climate activist because I care about human as well as planetary well-being. And even if we are so selfish that the images from Gaza of people looking for body parts of their lost family members through the rubble, if that doesn't break our hearts and inspire us, not inspire, but motivate us to take action, how can we expect a world that is allowing this to happen, to take a few steps back and act to prevent an ecological and climate breakdown? And also, how can we expect that world to stand up for us when we need it?
I'm convinced. She freed Palestine, everybody. It's interesting. She brought up the question, how does climate justice connect to Palestine? After watching that, maybe she used words that are beyond my comprehension. I have no idea what she was trying to say there. Genocide. Genocide is going to create a climate catastrophe. Okay. I get it. Totally makes sense. It's hard for me to process. And if she is so concerned about wars and people dying, etc., maybe Russia, Ukraine, 1 million people. So there's 1 million people now dead. And so this entire movement is unserious. She doesn't care about the people of Gaza. She's jumping on this bandwagon in order to get more attention to her, spotlight to her. It's climate, boring. That shit is totally yesterday. I'm going to jump on this thing. And I think that those videos of her on the boat, the videos of her friends on the boat, show a lot.